On the afternoon of 27 November, half a dozen plainclothes policemen in a couple of vehicles arrived at the two-story home of a journalist with a cable news network in Manipur, a hilly northeastern state on the border with Myanmar, Burma. The policemen told Kishore Chandra Wankam,
39,
that the city's police chief wanted to have a word with him. Nothing is going to happen. Do not worry. Mr. Wankam's wife, Ranjita Anandam, remembers a policeman telling them. Mr. Wankam was getting ready to shower and join his wife and two daughters, aged 5 and 1, for lunch. He asked whether he could call his lawyer. They denied his request, asked him to get ready quickly and left with him in 5 minutes. Miss Allenbam and her brother followed them in a separate car. At the police station, they waited for nearly 5 hours while Mr. Wankam was questioned. As the early evening chill set in, Miss Allenbam went home to pick up some warm clothes. When she returned, she was told that her husband had been taken away to a high-security prison on the outskirts of the state capital. Info. I was shocked. After initially refusing to meet us, the chief inspector of the police station told us that my husband had been detained. They told us to get some warm clothes and blankets for him. It was only after reading the next day's papers that we found out why he had been held. Miss Allenbam, an occupational therapist, told me Mr. Wankam's crime. He had posted 4 videos and comments on his Facebook page on 19 November, criticizing the local government, led by the Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party, but he described the Manipur chief minister as a puppet of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's federal government. He had also noted that the government had ignored Manipur's own fight against colonial rulers in a recent celebration. Do not betray, do not insult the freedom fighters of Manipur, he said in one of his posts. Police Inspector K. Bobby wrote in his report that while surfing Facebook, he found that the videos bring our attempt to bring into hatred, a contempt, our excites are attempts to excite disaffection towards the government. He also wrote that Mr. Wankam used unconstitutional and invective words and with a middle finger gesture. It was not the first time Mr. Wankam had been picked up for his Facebook posts. He was arrested in August and put in prison for 4 days for 2 posts in which he mocked the BAP as a Buddha Joker party, a party of fools. The police said they had found these posts inflammatory. Mr. Wankam was again picked up on 20 November, a day after posting 4 offending videos and some comments criticizing the government. After spending 6 days in police custody, he had been produced before a magistrate with the police seeking further remand. But the judge dismissed the plea and set Mr. Wankam free, because he found the so-called seditious posts to be a mere expression of opinion against the public conduct of a public figure in a street language. Frustrated by the courts, the police issued a fresh detention order the very next day and arrested Mr. Wankam. This time, they had used the 38-year-old draconian national security law, which has been frequently used by successive governments to stifle free speech and dissent. The National Security Act allows for detaining a person considered to be a threat to public order and the security of the state for up to 1 year without framing formal charges in court or conducting a trial. It is unclear how Mr. Wankam's posts violated public order and state security since they led to no public disturbance or trouble. To be true, Manipur has been a cauldron of insurgency, stoked by ethnic rivalries, and demands for independence and affirmative action for local tribespeople, far more than for decades. But, while acquitting Mr. Wankam earlier, The judge had clearly said his statements do not seem to be an attempt to disturb peace. The harsh law has long been used by successive governments to target civil rights activists, in one case for publishing booklets promoting sexual health that apparently scandalized a local community for protesting against human rights abuses by the army on the government. In the Bhattpur northern state of Uttar Pradesh, this law has been used to arrest 160 Muslim men in the past year. Critics of the law say it is discriminatory and leads to human rights violations. Mr. Wankin seems to be the latest journalist to face harassment in India, which ranks 138th in the World Press Freedom Index run by Reporters Without Borders. Most recently, a Delhi-based defense specialist and columnist was picked up in October. Abhijit Mitra was put in prison for 44 days for posting 5 satirical tweets. All this is nothing but an official abuse of power by the government, and an attack on free speech. Mr. Wankin's lawyer, Chalhan Victor, told me, Ms. Allenbach says she has met her husband in prison twice since he was jailed. He's being very brave and confident, has trying to console me, and telling me everything will be alright. But we are worried, very, very worried. And my elder daughter keeps asking, where's my papa disappeared? A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018.
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. A months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Borden County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28, it said in a statement. These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants. Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year. compared with 35 recorded in 2017. The United States has a huge military base in neighboring Djibouti, from where it launches attacks on the militants. Mr. Trump gave the United States military greater authority in March 2017 to attack militants in Somalia. Traditionally, United States presidents have been wary of intervening in Somalia, since it and Special Forces soldiers died fighting militias in the capital Mogadishu in 1993, a battle dramatized in the film Black Hawk Down. No civilians were killed in the latest airstrikes, which were carried out in coordination with the Somali government, the United States military said. Alongside our Somali and international partners, we are committed to preventing Al-Shabaab from taking advantage of safe havens from which they can build capacity and attack the people of Somalia.